Have you ever been stabbed in the back by the very person you would take a bullet for? It is a cold, sickening feeling that hollows out your chest. But history does not care about your broken trust or your bleeding heart. History only cares about one thing: power. In the brutal, amoral theatre of absolute power, the word loyalty is not a virtue. It is a fatal design flaw left open for your enemies to exploit. 500 years ago, a man stripped away the beautiful illusions of human morality. He exposed the bare, bloody skeleton of political reality. His name was Niccolò Machiavelli. He knew that those who demand your blind loyalty are often the ones quietly preparing your cage. Machiavelli left behind a chilling warning that every leader must memorize. He wrote, "When men swear loyalty to you, they are only being loyal to their current interests." He knew human nature was inherently unstable and dangerous. The moment the wind turns, Machiavelli warned, loyalty changes its direction. Machiavelli wrote these cold rules on paper using ink. But 4 centuries later, in the frozen heart of Moscow, one man turned those words into pure terror. His name was Joseph Stalin. Stalin did not just read Machiavelli. He lived him with a dark, calculated intensity. Stalin understood that in the game of supreme power, to trust is to commit suicide. He encapsulated his entire survival into one unyielding doctrine: I trust no one, not even myself. Let us step back into the year 1936, the Soviet Union. Stalin was sitting at the absolute peak of his global empire, yet he was surrounded by ghosts. He looked at his closest generals, his oldest Yoldash comrades, and the very men who built his regime. Where normal eyes saw devotion, Stalin's paranoid genius saw a hidden blade behind every smile. Stalin understood the core Machiavellian rule perfectly. A potential traitor must be completely destroyed before they even realize they want to betray you. This psychological paranoia birthed the Great Purge. Stalin did not sit around waiting for a rebellion to happen. He engineered a living nightmare instead. Night after night, the ominous black cars of the secret police roamed the silent streets of Moscow. No one was safe, no matter how high their rank or how deep their past loyalty. Heroes of the revolution and brilliant military minds were dragged naked from their beds. They were thrown directly into the damp, blood-stained basements of the Lubyanka prison. Inside those walls, Stalin's torturers did not just want bodies. They wanted broken minds. They used sleep deprivation, psychological terror, and brutal beatings to manufacture fake confessions. Men who had conquered armies were forced to stand in public show trials. They wept openly, confessing to absurd, fabricated crimes they never committed, just to make the torture stop. Look closely at the cold mechanics of what Stalin executed here.
It aligns flawlessly with Machiavelli's darkest advice in The Prince. Machiavelli wrote, "Injuries should be inflicted all at once, so that their suddenness grants less time for resentment." Stalin did not purge his inner circle in slow, hesitant pieces.
He struck like a sudden lightning bolt, wiping out the entire elite class in one massive, terrifying wave. He proved that if you must be cruel, your cruelty must leave no survivors to seek revenge. But the absolute peak of this strategic treachery belongs to a man named Niccolò Machiavelli. He was Stalin's most loyal hound, the fanatical chief of the secret police who orchestrated the executions.
Yezhov thought his hands covered in the blood of Stalin's enemies made him completely untouchable. He thought his absolute loyalty bought him safety. He was wrong. Stalin remembered Machiavelli's eternal warning about powerful servants. A tool that is sharp enough to cut down your enemies is always sharp enough to cut your own throat.
The moment the Great Purge was finalized, Stalin turned on his loyal hound without a single shred of hesitation. Yezhov was arrested, broken, and executed by the exact same machine he helped build. Then Stalin ordered Yezhov to be physically airbrushed out of all official state photographs. He did not just take the man's life, he erased his very existence from human history. Now, let us bring this dark historical mirror to your modern world. You are taught from childhood that compassion and loyalty are the highest moral truths, but the hidden laws of human nature whisper a much darker, colder reality. People do not love you. They love what you provide for them. The moment your utility drops to zero, their loyalty will evaporate like mist. The people closest to you always carry the sharpest knives because they know exactly where your armor ends. Sometimes, to protect your empire or to survive the wolves around you, your conscience must die. You cannot navigate a ruthless world using an idealistic map. Look at your current inner circle. Look at the people you trust without a single question. Are they truly loyal to you? Or are they just waiting for their own wind to turn? If your survival depended on it tomorrow, would you choose to be the honorable, loyal victim? Or would you choose to be the ruthless, calculating survivor who lives to see the next day?
Let us settle this in the comments below. Is absolute trust a sign of true emotional strength? Or is it just a fatal weakness waiting to be exploited?